Okay.
Oh.
So very simplified version.
Very simplified version that we've been working on with the grade 4 band for like 17 weeks, I suppose.
Something like that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Chanarant Podcast. My name is Josh. With me, as always, is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Foucault.
I am here this week. Thank you.
Yes, he is alive. He is alive with us this week. And I'm going to blow through this shit. If you didn't know, I'm here to let you know. It's an explicit show. We're going to say bad stuff. So I'm kicking this one over to Aaron. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck.
I'm going to blow through this shit. If you didn't know, I'm here to let you know. That's your plan. Yeah, turn off the audio, boy. So listeners can review the show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, etc. You can like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, Snapchat. This show is brought to you by our patrons, patreon.com/Chanarant. Thank you for all those people who tune in and support the show. Last but not least, get your merch, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's live in Australia. Buy something.
Buy some shit. give me some of those Australian dollars. What are those worth now here? Like 80 cents to the dollar or something like that? Yeah, give me some of those.
They should just trade it in Australian women.
Yeah, we'll take
that's valuable.
We'll send them our Karens, and they send us their hot Australian women, and we'll call it even.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, you're just pouring the Red Bull right into the whiskey. We're getting into it.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting into it, we've only got Aaron for a little bit of time. He's got other shit to do, and he forgot he committed to doing this. So let's get right into the show, Fusco. Do you want to introduce?
It sounds like we're talking fast. This is why this is happening.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce our illustrious guest?
I would love to, except I don't know that much about him, except his name and how he's fucked us a couple times. But yeah.
Well, I'm gonna explain the first time anyway what actually happened about the T-shirt. So
yeah, we'll get
relax,
to that.
Relax.
But yeah, Aaron has quite the resume. Drummer with Field Marshal Montgomery. Some of you may have heard them. They're okay. What's he leading? I think you're now instructing the grade 4 North Texas Caledonia imported pipes and drums.
That's the one.
And also the grade 2 St. Joseph's of Dublin, correct?
Correct. I'll also address the North Texas Caledonia statement that was made on the show a few months ago.
Yeah, we're definitely that's on the list as well.
So Aaron,
that's on the list. That's on the list.
Aaron, you're a fan of the show, apparently.
I am. Big fan of the show. Yep,
How
from
the
day
hell
one.
that happen?
Yeah, basically, obviously the Big Rab Show was the it being the #1 podcast.
Oh, go fuck yourself. All right, that's all the time we have for Aaron.
No, Rab's podcast is actually Rab done his radio show, you see, from Ballymoney, where I'm from. So obviously I was on it whenever I was. And then obviously I was doing a bit of travelling back and forth to bands, so I seen you guys had popped up, and I liked the stuff that you were doing over in the Las Vegas Pipe Band YouTube page, and it was you know what, it's just, I know sometimes it doesn't fuck all to do with piping on it, but it's like that episode I listened. I was saying to Fusco the other day, the episode with Megan and the dominatrix. That was one of the funniest night shifts I've ever had in my life. I was walking about work, pissing my pants, and I just wanted to see the footage of what actually was going on in the room.
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, we like to have fun here. I'm thinking within the next 100 episodes, I've DM'd. I'm trying to get us a porn star to come on the show as well.
Yeah, I might have some connections there. I might be able to
you might be able to figure something out, right?
That would be amazing. You won't let them in your house, though.
No, as long as they don't piss on the floor, then both. I don't fucking care.
What did you say?
We'll do 2 episodes. We'll do a male porn star and a female porn star.
Male would be really interesting to talk to, but yeah, no, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, we occasionally talk about bagpipes.
Yeah, so funny thing, I was on the Dojo Happy Hour last night, and one of the women who's our new patron was just said something, and she's like, "Oh, I love the show. It's so naughty." And she's like, "Well, I mean, middle-aged woman or whatever." But it was funny the way she said it. I'm like, naughty.
I would maybe describe it as horrific, raunchy, just debauchery. I mean,
full on devil work here.
We live the lifestyle.
That is for sure.
People think
think this is fake.
Like, if we didn't know any better, we think all you guys do is get drunk, talk to dominatrixes, throw podcasts, play bagpipes, and shoot guns. It's like, well, that's literally all we do.
That's a lot of it. Yeah.
I was just about to say, is that not it? No,
that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much what we do here at the Chanarant Podcast. So, Aaron, you've listened to the show. You kind of know what we're about.
Yeah.
Let's get right into this because I'm interested in some of these stories because I was on the periphery to some of this negotiation of trying to get the ultimate goal, as I understood it, was getting a picture of Richard Parks in a Channer Ranch shirt, and this was like in the early days of the show.
This was the first summer, I think.
So basically, what happened was, I think I was talking to Fusco, and he had said, "Look, get me a shirt, and I make it happen." And I would have made it happen.
Well,
but basically,
hold on. So this was like
Zach,
a week. Hold on just a sec. But this was like a week before the World. You're like, get me a shirt, and I'm like, I couldn't even. I couldn't get it to myself.
Couldn't even ship it. Yeah.
No, I know. But I didn't know. Obviously, we were talking shit. I can't even remember what we were talking about at the time, and then it came up. So it turned out the guy Zach had a T-shirt. Mm-hmm. So Zach had actually came to one of our practices before the Worlds, and whatever happened, I didn't get to see him to get the shirt off him at the practice.
Right.
So basically, then this is where it gets funny. So basically, we were standing at the pre-qualifying on the Friday of the Worlds. So Zach comes up to me, and we're about 10 minutes away from getting to play the MSR, and he says to me, "Here's your Chanter Ranter shirt," and I'm like, "Okay, thanks." So I'm standing in the final tuning area with a Chanter Ranter shirt, Chanter Ranter shirt going, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? So I reach it. There's like people stand behind the bands, as you know, and like with, it could be random people, can you hold my cape for me? Can you hold this? So there was this girl, and she was holding all the capes for everybody, and I still to this day don't know who she is, and she's got a fucking Chanter Ranter t-shirt.
If it's Zach's, it's a pretty big one.
It was back then. He's much smaller now.
He's much slimmer now, but back then, he was a big boy.
I literally said to her, "Can you hold that for me along with the cape?" And that was it, and that's the honest story. I can take you around every room of my house. I have no Chanter Ranter t-shirt that I own.
Wait, so did you ever get your cape back?
I felt shit about it. Don't get me wrong. And I knew you boys were going to open me up a new one whenever I tried to explain that story to you, but that is the truth and nothing but the truth.
So somewhere there's a broad with a Channer Ranch shirt, like one of the original old shitty ones, and 11 capes from the Field Marshal Montgomery pipe band.
Imagine that. She's probably selling them on eBay for like a fortune. Like, look at these guys won this year.
She's like, Richard Parks farted in this. You should buy it.
So that's the story on the T-shirt. So just to set that one straight,
man.
Just so every time you talk about me, you don't refer to me as the guy that was supposed to get a picture with Richard Parks in the T-shirt. just you could just call me Aaron from now on.
Well, so I feel like this has all just been a very, very elaborate ploy for him to get one of the newer T-shirts.
Yeah, he just wants us to send him a new one.
Okay, we can do that. we can that can be arranged.
But he's not in the best band in the world anymore, so why do I care?
It's true. It was one thing when they were world champions.
Yeah, it was one thing when he was in it. But he left for greener pastures. Apparently, the Grade 4 North Texas Caledonia band, I guess, is better than Field Marshal, so he'd rather work with them.
Dude, if you could get Well,
you get enough Field Marshals guys in there, it's basically Field Marshal.
I call this like the Motley Crue complex, right? Like, think about this. Just follow this path of reasoning, right? Because if you were in the band Motley Crue, there's 10 songs everyone wants to hear. And as long as you play those 10 songs, even though you can do them in your sleep, even though you've done them for 30 years, like, you're getting your dick sucked at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Like 100%.
I don't care if you're Mick Mars, 100 years old skeleton.
Yeah, because you played Home Sweet Home, and that's it, dude. Sploosh. Like, the floor is now wet. If you could basically have that same reaction by just saying, I'm going to go play shit I could do in my sleep with a lower grade band instead of having to fuck off with this, like, Field Marshal level of nonsense. And I'm still gonna pull because I'm still, now I'm just the best of this, I'm just the best of this grade instead of being like competitive in, grade 1 or grade 2. Wouldn't you do that? Wouldn't you just be like, oh, you know what? I could have a nice life being the greatest fucking grade 4 player in all time. Like, could I do better? Yes. Dude, would I get my dick sucked anymore? No.
This is what I heard. Aaron's got a thing for hot Texas broads with an accent, and he's like, listen, I could be in Northern Ireland and get my dick sucked by these fucking skanks. Or I can go down to Texas.
I could be getting my dick sucked by these toothless fucking rednecks in Northern Ireland, or I could be getting my dick sucked by these toothless fucking rednecks in Texas. And the weather's a lot fucking nicer.
Hell yeah. I think I understand the motivation now, Aaron. I get it.
Yeah, it's listen, I basically have a lot of time in my hands at the minute, because
except for today.
I was on a
except for today.
I'm upstairs waiting to be called in 45 minutes or an hour or whatever. But no, basically, I was in a relationship last year, and it all fell to pieces. So I moved back up home, and I just have time in my hands to do things. So basically, a lot of doors opened up whenever I moved back up home. And Winston Murdoch, who is the leading drummer in North Texas from Northern Ireland, he asked me to help him and Jeremy with some of their solo stuff. So I said, not a problem, guys. And then the next question was, look, we've got this wee band. I didn't know much about them. We've got this wee band. You know, would you be able to call in once a week on the Skype or the Zoom or whatever, and you know, just help us, show us a bit of direction? And I said, no problem at all. I don't charge for teaching. I just do my own thing. You know, I was never really charged for teaching, so I just said, yeah, I have no problem giving my opinion on what's going on and helping out. You know, so. But yeah, they're a good bunch of people, and they're working hard. You know, they are. You know, it's not. I don't feed them material. I don't feed them, you know, all the gospel under the sun. They basically play what they're playing, and I tell them where they're going right or where they're going wrong, and maybe how to change things to make it a wee bit better. But I have to say, like, working with Jeremy and some of the guys there, they're very great people, and have a lot of time for them, you know.
For the record, as much as I love Jeremy, this episode not brought to you by LoneStarPiper.com.
No, definitely not. Do not go to them.
not until I get my royalties.
Right. So, Aaron, you're telling me you're not going to be playing with them at the Worlds next year, assuming there's a Worlds?
I know I'll not be playing with North Texas at the Worlds next year. No,
this day,
100%.
People. I'll bet Gay Porn that he fucking ends up playing with him next year.
I think that you guys, yeah, okay, there's something to be said here.
Unless he's playing with his Dublin band, but
I'll be leading drummer with St. Joseph's in Grade 2 next year at the World Championships.
What about playing over here? You playing at fucking Stone Mountain or some shit?
Oh, I'll just come over maybe for a trip and do the solos or something.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm going to remember this conversation.
Well, we'll keep that in mind.
So, you know, I hear, wouldn't surprise me. The next thing I hear Jeremy's going to do is, I hear he's working on, like, reanimating the bones of Alex Duthert. That's the next guy he's bringing in. That's the next guy he's bringing in to fucking play with North Texas.
He's got the Necronomicon.
He's gonna the most famous Scottish drummer of all time. He's gonna bring him in. You know, Jeremy is vying for the Joe Brady Award. I think he wants to be the most recruitingist.
Hey, don't be
marketingist.
Mad. Don't be mad because the man's brilliant.
He does his job well. I give him that.
Dude, yeah.
I'm not
but guys, it's the same.
He's a smart motherfucker, dude.
If you boys were to say to me next week, Aaron, can you jump on a Zoom call and give us some tips on where we're going right or where we're going wrong, or could you help us out writing a wee tune for the fucking Black Bear, whatever it is? I have no problem doing that. Like I like to help people, and I'm trying to give. With my time in Field Marshal, I didn't get time to really give back to people, but now I have a bit of time to give back to people. So, you know, if somebody asks, I'll try and give whatever they need, you know?
So basically, since he got dumped, he's like really getting into piping and drumming.
He's got nothing else to do with himself. He's very depressed right now. Now's the time to take advantage.
Guys, you keep him. Think about this piping world, and I know everyone in the piping world is listening to this show, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. Richard Parks.
The longer we cock block Aaron, the longer people can get free drum lessons.
Yeah, absolutely. The more he'll help you.
Free drum lessons.
Yeah. Like you can get critiques from a fantastic drummer. All you got to do is make sure he's not getting laid.
You can either get
what's the is it the Cameron Drummond thing?
Play for
sheets.
sheets.
Play for sheets, but you don't have to pay the £7. Just come to me. I'll do it for.
Oh shit! Don't tell Cameron that.
Well, yeah. I mean, normally I would be like, oh, shush. We had a partner deal, but we never got Stephen McWhorter, so that deal is over.
Yeah, still hasn't happened.
Open bounty on Play for Sheets, motherfucker.
Listen, you could go to Play for Sheets and pay $7, or you can go to Aaron and get real instruction.
Well, it's like $7. It's like $12, right?
Whatever it is. Nah, just kidding. Funny thing, Cameron was funny this week when you messaged him. Hey, what the fuck's going on with Stephen McWhorter? And he wrote back.
No.
He said 99%, and he stopped. And then the next thing was no. I was like, fuck.
Son of a bitch. Hey, Aaron, you going to put in a good word for us with Mr. Parks?
Yeah, I've already...
Last time we talked to him, we asked him how to crush the puss. I don't think he liked it.
No, he did. I had a chat with him actually after that, and I went up to him at the band practice, and I said to him, do you know you were on the Chanter Ramp podcast? And he was like, is that the two guys that were in Winter Storm? And I said, that's the two guys. And he's like, all right, yeah. He said, we were at the Winter Steam, and I said, have you ever listened to the show? And I don't think he said yes. I think he said no. And I said, well, do me a favour and just go on and listen to a couple of the episodes just to find out. But no, you see, Richard is, the guy was in Field Marshal for 12 years, and see Richard Parks, he's like, see if he was sitting around the table with you guys now, you know, like he would have so much crack and fun. Like he honestly is. Like what he does for that band is like. It's unbelievable, you know. He just lives and breathes the band. But you see, whenever it comes to, you know, after the competition's done, letting his hair down, rest of us is just it's 100%. But that's the reason why the band's been so successful, because you know, whenever he has to switch on to be what he has to be, he does, you know, and that's how he is. But Richard's he's a great guy, and I have a lot of time for him, and just the way he can switch on and off is so impressive.
Well, that's what we need. We need the ability to switch on.
Switch on, yeah. It's always off.
Yeah. We're always off. If we had the ability to switch on, we'd be much more successful.
You know, I actually ran into Richard at Winter Steam again this year, and I went up to him with a microphone, and he was like,
nope.
No. He went the other way. He's like, I know what's going to happen here.
So you got to be more incognito. I'm just a basic looking white guy. So if I don't have sunglasses on, nobody recognizes me.
I need a disguise next time.
Just shave your beard.
Nobody will recognize me if I
shave your beard, and you'll get so many interviews at Winter Steam. People are like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, but I won't get any pussy.
Wow, that's true. But I mean,
have you seen my face?
Last time, yes, I have.
I look like Aaron.
Last time I was there and you had a sock on the door. Like, it's not like it was your best performance anyway.
No, I was very drunk.
I'm like, it's 4 a.m. Either you're gonna come or you're not gonna come. Either way, I gotta go to sleep. Like,
and guess what? I did. I didn't.
You didn't?
I did not.
Oh, did she?
Who cares?
So we do have a question from Robbie.
Uh-oh.
Robbie wants, because he's in the chat right now. Rab Lennox wants to know if you're going to make a return to drumming for drinks.
Yeah, I would love to return to drumming for drinks. Was it? I won 2000. I competed in it twice, 2011 and 2012, and I won it both years. After that, it's sort of, you know, if you've won it a couple of times, you normally just sort of let the other people go on with it. But I would love for them to do, maybe Tyler, Scott, Jim, if he's listening, I would love them to do like all the people that's won the drumming for drinks over the years, you know, like have it like do you know what I mean? Like a one-off year where everybody that's won, say the snares, the tenors, the bass, all come back and do like a champions drumming for drinks kind of thing. I think that would be really cool to do at some stage.
Brought to you by G1 Reeds and North Texas Caledonia Pipe.
So actually, we talked about this, Aaron, briefly, but if there's a Vegas Games next year,
currently still kind of an if.
Big if.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will. I mean, I gotta clear this with my drummers, of course. But they'll do whatever I tell them. But
I'm about to say,
I'm gonna tell them.
remember, the whole
somebody
point.
from Field Marshal is gonna come over and play with us at the Vegas games.
The whole point of installing a dictatorship was that we don't have to ask people's permission to do stuff anymore.
I was just listening to that episode actually the other night where you were talking about the vice president, the president, and the pipe major, the pipe sergeant. Just actually listened to that one.
Yeah, like we let people do their own thing for a while. We let the kids drive.
Yeah, and it went horribly wrong.
But eventually you got to stop letting the kids drive, and you got to get to your fucking destination.
Eventually you got to be like Joe Brady and just take over this shit and be like, "Fuck you, Mike."
Yeah. And guess what? I'm very excited because one day there will be a coup. Because I remember I had friends of mine ask me about it when I told them about the whole thing with president, vice president, pipe sergeant, pipe major. And what are you gonna do when somebody comes up through the ranks and dethrones you? I'm like, relax, it's gonna be great. I'm
gonna go off. I'm gonna be like Aaron McClean and go play with some shit.
I'm not gonna go play with someone else. I'm just gonna show up to practice. I'm just gonna show up to practice and play my bagpipes when that happens. It's gonna be fucking amazing.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
I don't want to have to be Batman forever, dude. I just want to I just have to be Batman now
until somebody better comes.
No, that's the thing. And whenever you have that wee bit of power and then you get it taken away, sometimes it's a nice wee chill out and relax session. But then other times you're just going, oh fuck it, I need the power back because these boys are running this thing into the ground.
Yeah, it's like these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing.
The fuck they're doing,
See, I think of it as we actually already had our vacation. We had our vacation when we weren't
coronavirus or what?
No, we had our vacation in the band when we weren't in charge of more administrative type shit. Yeah. That was our time to just have fun and play music, and now we're paying our dues. Now it's okay, now we gotta fucking deal with this shit.
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
No. But you're doing, I have to say. So keep going.
Yeah. That's kind of what we do. We're just big and dumb blockheads that just keep moving forward.
Yeah, we just keep hitting our head against the wall, thinking something's going to fucking be different.
Can I bitch for a second off topic?
Yeah, go for it.
So I sent a message out to the drummers about this Joe Brady mini band contest.
I saw that. Because
the drummers changed their MSR recently. Kyle completely rewrote the whole fucking thing. And so they're learning the MSR again. And they never really got the medley down this year. They were prepping for it, but when everything hit...
They were just kind of getting a handle on it in February and March.
So then now... And we've been fucking... I mean, they've been practicing all along, but...
They've been practicing more than we have.
Yeah, oh, yeah, big time. But they're still, way behind us because we've had the same set for fucking 3 years. So all the pipers know it, theoretically.
Don't remind me of how long we've had this set.
So anyway...
don't pour salt in that wound, bro.
So I messaged drummers on the band app. So we have an app. What would you say the purpose of the app is, Josh? What would be a reason to have an app?
To remove excuses.
What else? Keep going.
To simplify the process of communication among multiple platforms.
100%, right? So this is what I get. I say, hey guys, this is the Joe Brady thing. It's looking like October, November. What are the chances of you guys being able to pull this off? All I need is 2 snares, a bass, and a fucking tenor. I don't need all of you guys to do it. To play an MSR and a medley, and we can do one or the other, but I'd like to do both.
Well, I want everyone to show up day of recording so that I can cut 2 or 3 of them so they get they get the full experience of doing a contest. You're not getting the contest experience online if you don't show up and then get cut from the video.
Right, exactly. That would be amazing, just to make them go through the process. Yeah.
So show up, put on your uniform, tune your instrument, and then right before we hit record, not you. This is training you for what being in a band is like.
It's like that scene in Sherlock. Not you. All right. So anyway, I sent this message out to them saying, "Hey guys, we want to do this contest. What are the chances? I would love some feedback. October, November. Can we pull this off?" So I get a message. A lot of people read it. Obviously, I can tell who reads it. By the way, if they don't know this, they could. What am I talking about?
That's me slowing you down.
Sorry. I'm very excited. So
you've had Red Bull and whiskey. I know why you're speeding up.
Oh my god, I've had a lot of caffeine this morning. So I get a message back from Tim, who's the guy we had on the show.
I can always tell when you're talking fast because it sounds like when I listen to it at 2 times speed to do edits.
Right.
And it sounds the exact same.
So Tim writes back, blah blah blah, whatever. He says, I feel like the leadership guys would be a better indication. And then he says, also, it might be easiest to text us in a group as not everyone checks this app, especially if they've turned their notifications off. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
That's the whole point. The whole point is I don't want a group text thread.
Like, so I got to go to 17 different communication devices to fucking get a hold of you guys. Like, this is the whole point of having this fucking
What was your response?
I haven't, this was this morning. I was like, I'm not answering this right now because I'll fucking say something.
Can I help you craft a response?
Absolutely, because I'll lose my mind.
Why don't you just tell them? Why do you even give them the option? Is this doable? Why just you not tell them like this is happening?
Well, because they started over like a month ago.
Oh, so when he says, is this doable, it's more about, are you going to be able to get your hands around the music?
Like, is it going to be memorized and doable by 3 months from now? And like with our guys, that's a big question mark.
Here's what I would say in this situation. I would say
so we can certainly
the reason that we have the app is it's a central place for all of our communication. Mm-hmm. We don't want to fuck with 17 channels. Like,
so I got to remember who to email, who to text, and who to app.
It's all app. There's no getting around it. It's all the band app. If you don't like it, fucking quit the band. I don't care. Like,
but
this is how we communicate. We communicate using this platform so that I don't have to Skype you, Facebook message this person, text this person, call this person, send an email, and send a carrier pigeon to someone else. Like,
yeah, correct.
It's all here.
And by no means am I blaming Tim for this.
And guess
he's
what?
Just responding for everybody else.
If you don't have notifications turned on, and you're missing shit, that's on you. Turn your fucking notifications on.
Or remember to check it once a day or once a week.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Like you check your fucking email or anything else.
You can change notifications to remind you once a day instead of every moment.
I saw that message in the drummer chat group and read it, that when you asked them about the contest, and I'm not even a fucking drummer.
That's right.
So it's not that fucking hard, guys.
It's really not. But it's like, I'm like, guys, like,
Fusco,
guys and women, whatever.
We need to go back to the old school.
Why am I hearing from the Phoenix people before my Las Vegas people on the app? Because they can actually fucking communicate. Like
we need to go back to the old school, I think. Remember the old school Fusco Nice Guy, Josh Fire and Brimstone days? Mm-hmm. I think we should just give that. This is a whole new crop. I figure like we should give them how it used to be.
Dude, I say you okay. You go into the because you're on the.
I'm in it.
You're on the drummer chat.
I'm in the drummer chat. I'm in all this.
In there. Aaron, I'm going to put you on the drummer chat and just rip these guys a new one, will you?
What's that, Aaron?
Like, I don't give a fuck. Check the goddamn fucking communications once a day, for you idiots. Like,
Aaron, I thought you got dumped. Is that your sister or what's going on there?
No, that's yeah.
What you thought I wasn't going to catch that?
It's my new friend.
Oh, hey now.
All right.
She's just reminded me that I have 20 minutes left before I have to hit the road.
She's cracking the whip, huh?
She's cracking the whip. All right.
No, she's good. Don't worry. Don't panic. She's good.
Can you bring her on the camera? I'd like to take a look at her.
No, she's downstairs. Not
smart
that
move,
fucking
man.
chance.
That's funny. So
I'll send you pictures later.
There you go. In compromising positions, I hope.
Yeah, and hopefully with clothes on.
Send me the nudies. You can send Josh the ones with the clothes on. So why the hell did you leave Field Marshal?
So long story short, I was living in Dublin for 5 years. I'm from Northern
Make it
Ireland.
long story long,
back.
brother. There's no worries.
Well,
yeah,
except for your girlfriend.
Nobody wants to listen to my fucking voice the entire episode.
No, well, basically, my whatever I was doing took me down to Dublin for the last 5 years. So I lived down there for 5 years. So I was travelling up. It was the same distance from where I'm living, Ballymoney, Northern Ireland, to Field Marshal. It was roughly the same distance.
About a half hour away.
90 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 90 minutes sort of. So either way, so I was living down in Dublin, and I got to know the St. Joseph's guys. They won the Worlds last year in 3A. Over my time in Field Marshal, without being big-headed or anything like that, I'd won absolutely every prize there is to win in bands, And I just thought St. Joseph's had just won the Worlds. I knew they were looking at a new leading drummer because their leading drummer was moving to St. Lawrence. And I knew that this was a wee band. This is a band, on the rise that has a bit of momentum behind them, and the future looks bright. So I started chatting with some of the guys, and I said to myself, okay, it's not very often, if you want to become a leading drummer, it's not very often you get an opportunity to step into, a band that has potential. Do you know what I mean? Or something that you think you would fit into. So I thought I would fit into St. Joseph's, and it's I have to say we done a full winter's practice, and I was really, really looking forward to come out and showcasing the drum corps, but in this year in grade 2, but I'm going to do it next year, and I'm looking forward to it. But Field Marshal, where I left, no other reason apart from literally I just wanted something new to get me going again. I just lost the way of myself practicing and solos and stuff like that, and I just lost a wee bit of motivation, so I needed something just to give me that wee bit of a kick, and I know that's rich coming from me saying that's why I left Field Marshal, but I had been doing it for 12 years, and 12 years, I've been doing it since I was 16 from Field Marshal, and that it's tough going. It is tough going, for so long up at that end of the spectrum. It's tough going any spectrum, but I just wanted a new challenge. I wanted a new grade. I've been fucking grade 1 for, and I'm only saying this, I've been grade 1 for, I was in a grade 1 band before that for a year. I just wanted to get in and experience, maybe just not the height of seriousness about the whole thing as well, because I'm 30 in fucking 20 days, so it's time to sort of let the hair down. I have let the hair down over the years and enjoy myself. But
Jesus,
man,
let's carbon date this kid. He's fucking old as shit.
That was an elaborate humble brag he just laid down.
Yeah, I know.
I've been in grade 1 since I was 15. Blah, blah, blah.
I actually kind of want to date.
No, but I don't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I never want to make it across like that, but it's just
no, we're just kidding.
My story has been literally my pipe band career started off very, very successful, which led me to crave that even more. My first year drumming, I won the World Championships in 3A. First ever year drumming. Second year drumming was shit. Third year drumming, I won the grade 2 Worlds in drumming. Fourth year. So I got to a stage in about 2000, and it got to a stage where I was like craving every time we went to competition. I couldn't lose. Like I was such a bad loser, and I never Inverary and St Lawrence and Scottish Power and stuff were starting to creep up there and beat us, because the band had a. I think one season the band won 7 major championships without getting beat, like over 2 seasons in a row, and it was just a lot of the young ones in the band had never really tasted defeat before, especially myself. So whenever we started getting beat, it was like, oh, fuck, this is really hard to take. But over the last 3 or 4 years, it's unbelievable what it does for you as a person. It sort of humbles you a wee bit. You don't. I was going out every week expecting to win. That was just the minute I walked out the door and put the Field Marshal uniform on, I was expecting to win, and rightly so, because the band they still are, to me, the best band in the world. But it just it didn't happen.
Except for last year. I'm not saying except for last 2 years.
Inverary is the best band in the world now, and listen, I'll not complain one bit. They've been excellent, and their story itself is fantastic, and they deserve their 2 World Championships, which they have. But no, basically, Field Marshal was a great time in my life. I had some really good times, and I had some really shit times, but the playing was good, and it's. There's the Grand Slam's only ever been done, I think, 3 times, and I've done it twice.
So you still got one more in you. So,
listen. My story doesn't end. My story doesn't end here. I'm basically, my goal is to be back in grade 1 within 3 to 5 years. By up at the top again.
You want to bring
bringing St. Joseph's up?
Bringing St. Joseph's up. Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is to do that and build my own thing and keep pushing the band forward. And
can I give you some
get there.
Advice on how to do that?
Text everyone individually.
Yes, text everybody individually so they all know what's going on. But also bring Stephen McWhirter in. He'll really help.
It's all you know what I done this winter?
Not a fucking clue. I'm gonna guess sit in your house and fucking watch it rain.
Practice pad and masturbate.
It's a very easy thing to do. Every band practice, always it's my first year as leading drummer, so I was trying to work out different strategies that I had seen over the years that maybe had worked and hadn't worked with, like, you know, watching all the greats over the years, seeing what they do. And one strategy, one thing I could never really get to was basically just practice in general. Whenever you meet up, whenever you meet up for a band practice, sometimes it can be all over the place. People are here, people are there, we're playing this, we're playing that. So I wanted to go into a band practice every night with, okay, we are doing 4 parts of the Highland Wedding tonight, and that's what we're doing tonight. And then at least I can come away after that practice, and if we get any more than that done, it's an achievement. You know, whether some people go to practice and they don't know what they're doing, they just go and they start playing. Okay, we're going to play. Let's play this and let's play that. You know, where I was trying to go into every practice with a plan and a goal, and then basically I was scheduling them plans and goals. Then, so okay, we're going to have 2 MSRs in the medley finished, ready to go by the end of February. You know, and then that gives us another 2 to 3 months then solid practice on the drums outside, ready for the season. So that was my kind of thinking behind everything.
Right.
But it's just having a plan.
Well,
having a plan.
I have a couple thoughts and follow-up questions on that. So our drum advisor, Kyle, who's a wonderful human being, love Kyle, does a lot of that. And previous to Kyle being in our band, we didn't have a lot of that on the drum side anyway. And Jack does that when it comes to visit. He hyper focuses on one thing and just keeps fucking hammering it, right? So what I'm bringing up here and what I want to follow up here is, Aaron, is when you walk into a band practice and you're working with your drummers on an average night, like, give us a tip for people. Like, what should they do? Like the thing that you just mentioned about essentially focusing on an incredibly small part and getting it right, and just hammering it over and over and over and over again, like strikes me as something. So, like, if you're going, especially into a band like that's not quite grade 1, and maybe they do it at grade 1 too. I have no idea how it works, but like, what is the process for like improving something like that, or how do you take it to the next level? I guess.
Yeah, perfect. So basically, what I try to tend to do is, we had our first practice back there last month with St. Joseph's, and I told the guys, right, guys, we're coming down on Saturday, keep the social distance and all that there, you know, so we can have a practice, but we're just going to work on the number 1 MSR. That's all we're going to work on whenever I come down. So if you can work on that, from that, I give them, that was 2 weeks or 3 weeks ahead of when I was coming down. They already knew the stuff. It was just a matter of getting it back in their heads.
Did you have to message them all individually?
No. You're gonna hammer this.
So Tom Green comedy, just keep hitting it.
Group chat.
It's a callback. Yeah, it's 5 minutes ago.
So I said to them, you know, guys, 1 MSR, that's it. And I landed down at the band practice, and the guys, we played through the MSR that I had asked them to take over. It was spot on the money, and the guys actually said to me, we want to play the other MSR, and we want to play the medley. And like, to me, that showed me, okay, one, that the guys, respect me, because they didn't just do the bare bones. They actually went above and beyond what they should have done. And two, they were obviously putting the practice in at home and the time and the effort in at home. But it's hard. I just think grade 1's a wee bit different, because you basically, whenever you're in grade 1, you could be sitting around the table full of friggin' Glenfiddich players or world solo drumming finalist players, and every single one of them, any single player in grade 1 could stand probably on some of them stages. Whereas whenever you come down the grades a little bit, I think it does have to be a little bit more structured. I just don't think you get away with the whole, I'm going to turn up the band practice tonight and see where this goes. I think if you want to improve, you have to have a structure and a plan in place to make that goal happen.
Could you be
and I
more?
know that sounds pretty easy, but it's.
Could you be more specific? Like how focused do you get? So when you're developing
I
your
get
plan for a
very
week,
focused.
are you like, all right, we're going to work the first part of this march until it's fucking done, or are you looking at the whole MSR as a whole? And do you get through the whole thing when you mention something like that, or do you end up focusing on one part until it's fucking good, and then next week what happens the following week? Or
yeah, so basically what I was tending to do was, okay, I was writing new tunes as they were coming out because we had a lot of new material this year, so I had been taking say, okay guys, we're learning the first 3 parts of the Highland Wedding this week. We're learning the next 3 parts of the Highland Wedding. We're in the last 3 the following week, so that's 6 parts in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's 3 parts a night. 3 parts in 2 hours is not much. We're learning 3 parts. That this we need to get done, and then the third night we're coming up and we're doing.
What does done mean to you? Done means you got through it.
Done means to me that's it, done.
Like you memorize, playable.
Oh, playable, yeah. So basically, if I was telling the guys we were coming up to learn 3 parts of the Highland Wedding tonight, I would be hoping by the time them guys would come to band practice next Saturday night, them first 3 parts of the we would be learning the first 3 tonight. We would iron out any issues anybody had. I would do video recordings for them, and they would go away. And by the time they come to me next Saturday, I would expect them to know them 3 parts and be ready for the next 3 parts.
No meaning memorized and playable, both.
Playable and memorized. That's the kind of level I was trying to aim to. Was to try and just to get it to that stage. Yeah. Okay.
So,
but it doesn't work for everybody.
Sure.
You know,
it's just curious what your expectations.
Well, there's a couple things that I think are very interesting to hit on here. We don't have a lot of time to hit on all of them, but one of the ones that I wanted to get into was very early on in his diatribe. Aaron talked about how he was basically winning. He, from a very young age, had a lot of success. And now he's like kind of looking at potentially bringing another band up to that level. And I have a theory, and I want to kind of get both y'all's opinion on this. There's kind of like 2 kinds of people when it comes to pipe band leadership, right? There's like a person who, from a very young age, was a core member that succeeded, and then decided they wanted to do their own thing, and that's why they're in a leadership position. Mm-hmm. And there is a core member who, like, got their ass kicked, and even though they may not have a lot of like personal competitive success, thought that, okay, like I'm now thrust in the position of trying to drag everyone up with me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can you state that in a direct question so Aaron can answer it?
Yeah. So I would just say, like, one, do you think that that's correct? Do you think that people either, one, have a lot of personal success and then decide they want to subject themselves to trying to manage a band, even though it's a completely thankless project? And 2, do you think people who are in a band that's a completely thankless project eventually just kind of get to a point where, like, okay, I'm going to steer this bag of assholes no matter what happens?
Yeah. Basically, I've been managing and work for 9 years. So between my experience with playing with Field Marshal for so long, and managing in my personal life, I thought, okay, I have the right strategies here to do this. But you're right, Josh. Like, the success, having the success at an early age and driving right up through to now. This is a complete new ball game for me now with St. Joseph's. I hope we do, and but I might never win a competition again. I might never win a competition again.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, welcome to what it's like to be in the Las Vegas pipe band.
Don't
worry, you'll feel that in North Texas.
I might never win one again, but my goal is to be, there's some fantastic pipers out there that are playing in the Glenfiddich stage and the World Solo Drumming stage, and they've never won a world championship.
Well, I would say this, man. Like, it takes fucking guts. At the end of the day, like, to do a thing like you're talking about, where you're pretty sure that you might not win another contest again because you're focusing on helping bring other people up. That takes balls, bro.
Yeah.
It takes confidence in himself that he has the abilities to pull this off.
The goal is to win competitions, but what I'm saying is there's leading drummers and pipe majors out there who have been very, very, very successful in their own piping careers, and their own drumming careers, and have won titles and titles and titles, and they're not playing with Field Marshal, Inveraray, Scottish Power, St. Lawrence. They're doing their own thing. So this was part of me to, you look at what Stuart Little and Stephen McQuarter done. That was, like, they were two of the best at what they did, and they were able to then bash their heads together and bring a band up, and the success has been roaring. I haven't had the success in solos that Stephen McQuarter's had, but like I'm hoping, at some stage in my career that I'd have a top grade 1 drum corps under my, under me. That's my personal goal, is to have a grade 1 drum corps, because I know what it takes. I've been there, and I know what it takes to tickle the beard, So that's what it's all about. Sorry, the reason why I used that there, Andrew, because you were actually.
I know what you were doing.
Well, Aaron, I know you gotta go pretty soon. So
yeah, sorry guys.
Before we let you go,
to talk to him about,
it's okay. We'll have him back. But before we let you go, real quick question from the audience: marry, fuck, kill Richard Parks, Stuart Little, Andrew Fusco.
You better answer this right, boy.
Who was it? Richard Parks,
Stuart Little and Fusco.
You better fuck me, bitch.
I don't know Stuart that well, so I can't comment on what one. I'd go fuck Fusco, and I go marry Richard, and that's not that I'm saying kill Stuart, because I don't really know.
That's the only option. That's the only option left.
There's only 3 options, man. This is end of the world scenario. You got to pick. You got to do this.
I also would marry Richard Parks because he seems like a nice fella. But I would fuck Stuart and then kill you.
Yeah, no, I would. If it were me, I would kill me. I would marry Stuart, and I'd fuck Richard.
So what you're saying is you would fuck Richard, marry Stuart, and then kill yourself.
Absolutely. Because really, what else is there in life that I need
at that point? You've done everything. You've done everything you set out to do.
Exactly. Holy shit.
Well, hey, Aaron.
But listen, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries, man. We really appreciate it.
Listen,
really appreciate having you on, bro.
Come back on some stage and get a real good sort of sit down and maybe pick a topic and go over it with you guys. It'd be really good. But listen, keep in touch and keep doing what you're doing. And I'm loving it. And I'll send you on my address for the newest Chanter Runt t-shirt.
It was all a ploy.
Bitch. I knew
it was all a ploy for merch. Hey, Aaron, cheers, brother. Talk to you soon, man.
Yeah, guys. See you there. Take care.
What a guy.
What a man.
I'm going to hang up so he can't hear us say nice things about him.
He's a cunt.
Yeah. What a cunt. What a cocksucker.
No, that's fun, man.
Shit. Let's get crack.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude. He was way more personable than I expected. But dude, I got so many things I want to talk to him about. It'll be fascinating. Especially like what is it's like to live in Richard Parks' world. Like, what is that like? Or even his drum sergeant's world, who does anybody care who the drum sergeant and field marshal is? I don't even know if anybody knows.
I'm not entirely sure what a drum sergeant does.
I think they...
You got to keep in mind, the last competent drum sergeant that I worked with, like, in our local band was Zach, probably. And he was really good for, like, 6 months.
Yeah, he was all right. I think they do a lot of rat-tat-tat. I have no fucking idea. Yeah, man, I don't know. So I think the last competent drum sergeant we had was Bryce Parker, like 17 years ago.
which is,
I mean, Zach did an honorable job of like trying to fucking do the best he could, but like in this band, best you could is really a struggle because you can't make pandas fuck to whatever the fuck you say.
I say I call it panda syndrome. It's you can't make them fuck to save their own species.
Right, that's it. Yeah. So we're definitely dealing with a little bit of that, but everybody is, you know. So,
dude, there's so many things. Yeah, so we're actually going to bring Cobra in here in a little bit to round out this show. But while we're on the subject of rounding out this show, and I'm kind of dealing with some technical stuff.
That's right. We can take a break for a second while we bring them in.
I wanted to see if you wanted to talk about last week's episode.
Oh yeah, we should probably address that.
why this is 125.2.
Well, I actually have no fucking idea what happened last week. Like literally not a fucking clue. I remember going live.
Okay.
I remember talking to Mike.
Okay.
But not even really talking to him. We got through the news and then it's a complete blackout after that. So I'm so worried. Like so people. So
I have the video too.
I put the kibosh on like putting this out because I have no idea what happened.
Did you even listen to it? Or
I have not because I don't have access to it.
Yeah, the audio. We downloaded it to your computer before I left.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's on your computer.
Okay, I'll go look. I didn't realize that. I have no idea what happened. All I know is like I got messages from people that night. Like so, Bethia messaged me. She's like, "Go to bed." I got a message from Joe.
You fell
saying,
asleep on air.
Did I?
Yeah.
So I got a message from Joe saying you were so fucking drunk, and then and other people were like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like.
Because like we had,
but
we
I
had
didn't
this,
notice it until the next day.
We had this whole bit planned of like, oh, we were gonna like get some fun stories about Joe Brady.
That would have been amazing. I have no.
Oh, we got some.
Did we get them?
Yeah, we got a couple, but like you basically like would
You'd
fall asleep during the show, and then wake up and be like, "But tell us a story about Joe Brady." Like you just fucking did.
Dude, I messaged Mike like the following, I don't know, Monday or so, Tuesday, something like that. I was like, hey man, I'm really sorry. Fucking, I just got fucking hammered. I don't know what happened. I haven't heard back from him since. Because what I was thinking was, we'll just redo the show. Like, let's just redo it where I'm sober. And
Fuck you, man. We're not.
And I have not heard back from Mike. But Joe was like, actually, Joe told me, he was like, yeah, he could have been more mean. He was actually reasonably nice. I'm like, oh man, I want to hear the mean stories about Joe Brady. I mean, I didn't hear anything that night, to be honest. How the fuck did that? You know that? Yeah, dude. I didn't eat that day. It was a rough day, fucking long day, and like all of a sudden, I'm just hammered. Cobra. Hey, wait.
He just hung up on us. So are you gonna edit this part out of the show that actually gets put to people? Hopefully, 'cause I just don't want them to hear that goddamn loud Skype ring.
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, sure.
He just waved and hung up on us.
Yeah,
cunt.
What the fuck is he doing?
But yeah, no, it was like I was like sitting there. I'm like, brought all the stuff over, set up. I'm like, holy shit, we're actually gonna pull this off.
And then, the whiskey happened. Listen, man, I literally did not have a meal all day.
I was just trying to whose fault is that? You're a grown man.
Dude, I was fucking working all day, and
I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to carry a conversation with a guy I don't know that well about a topic I don't really know. Like this was.
I know.
Fusco had this. Fusco had this big plan.
Oh, I had a whole plan.
He had this big plan of like, this is going to be all the stories I ask him about, and then you just blacked out, and went to sleep, and I'm like, okay, so I think we were like 50 minutes in when I was like, all right, thank you everyone for tuning in, and just fucking
hung up,
ended it,
dude. Yeah, I apologize. That was my fault. I just fucking got blacked out. I don't know how it happened.
We were drunk when I got there.
Yeah, it was heading in the right direction.
Yeah, you were pretty drunk when I got there. Okay, let me
There
quickly crop Cobra and I'll splice it.
Hold on.
Okay, Fusco, what do you want to play?
The same shit we play every night, Pinky.
Trying to take over the world. Do you want to do the fucking new version of Black Bear?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if I remember it. Here's the Black Bear version of our band.
Yeah, here's the one we're trying to teach our band right now.
Ready?